Hey guys, welcome back to Java Technology Solutions. So today I got my new server in. This guy right here is a Dell R710. Basically these things are a little bit older, but hey, they work. And so I paid the money, and this baby has 120 gigs of RAM, and I'm gonna make it work right. But anyway, so what I was going to do about, I'd say probably about a year ago, was basically show you how to install VMware as a Type 1 hypervisor, meaning that even the VMware itself, you only interact with it through the console, but there's no GUI or anything like that, opposed to a Type 2 hypervisor, which is where you have a Windows operating system or a Linux operating system that you can interface with, and then there's virtual machines running on top of that. Type 1 is a different case where you generally manage it over a web GUI or a SSH connection or what have you. So anyway, what I'm doing now is I'm loading on VMware. I had to basically stand in front of the computer, in front of the camera, and all this other jazz to hit the right button. But all I did was plug in the USB flash drive, hit the power button on the server, and these servers take a minute to get to the point where they can actually hit a button. So anyway, I ended up hitting F11. Usually I hit F12 for Dell, but I guess in this case F11 was for the boot manager. So if you have one of these and you get to that point, make sure you hit F11 to go to the boot manager and BIOS, and then from there you can tap the little arrow key down, and then you can hit the USB flash drive. Apologize if I'm a little out of it. It's late in the day. It's a Friday, and I have my third cup of coffee here today, so bear with me on that, and we'll keep pushing forward. So right here on the screen, pardon if I lean up, but there's the only screen I got right now. But I'm going to lean up, and so this says, essentially it says hit enter to continue the installation. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then, again, I apologize, you can't see my screen very well. But right here it says F11 accept and continue, which we will do that. There it goes, okay. So then it'll go through a scanning process where it scans your hardware. I'm going to turn it towards me just a little bit and tell you what it says, since the camera's not showing it very well. On this screen, it is asking where you want to install it. So right now I have the hard drives inside the server, inside the Dell server, and I have my SanDisk plugged in the front. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the internal drive. It's going to do another scan. Give that just a moment. Alright, and then it's going to say you have selected a disk that contains at least one partition with existing data. If you continue with the selected disk, the disk will be overwritten, and that's okay. And then we want the US default keyboard layout. So hit enter, and right here it'll ask you for a password. So I'm going to go ahead and input my password that I usually use. Uh-oh, passwords don't match. Why did I not type right? Let's see here. Let's back that second one up real quick. Oh, messed up that time. Okay, toggle must have messed up. Alright, let's try this again. And try the second one again. We'll get this right eventually. That is taking off. That should not be happening. So I guess there's a slight issue with the keyboard. Maybe my keyboard, the keys might be sticking. I'm going to try this one more time. Password match. I'm going to enter before it does anything else. Okay, so the scanning system says basically saying that there's potential issues with CPU compatibility between the VMware image I'm using, the version I'm using, and the current hardware CPU. That's okay. I've run into that error before. Luckily, I haven't had an issue as of yet, but just keep that in mind for whenever you do go to install VMware onto hardware. Anyway, all good here. I'm going to enter. And then it's going to say confirm install. We do, and then bam. So now it's writing the VMware image to the actual internal hard drive. So this right here is pretty much a slightly boring process. It's one of those things where you hit the install button and wait for the operating system to install the internal drives. And then from there, you pull the flash drive out and reboot, and bam, it's on the hard drive. So guys, I'm going to pick this up once I have this guy rack mounted, and I'm able to web GUI into it, and you'll see where I go from whenever I web GUI into it. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, so we've have pulled the flash drive out, and now we've rebooted, and so now we're back to the screen you're going to get to, and this is more or less what I was saying about management. So right now, this screen is directly plugged into the front of the server. Not always going to be able to be the case unless you have some kind of KVM set up in your server room. So anywho, what I'm going to do is walk you through how to configure this really quick. And there's been a big skepticism, I'll call it, about using IPv6, and I don't use it right now, so shame on me, but that's okay. So right here, I basically just hit F2, and it brought up the prompt here for my credentials. Hit enter. So now it's going to take me and it's going to allow me to hit F2 and get into the configuration. So you can go ahead and configure a password if you want to. I'm not going to just at the moment. So I turn this back a little bit. There we go. So right here you're going to have configure management network. We're going to go ahead and do that. Right there it says network adapter. So right now I don't have any network adapters hooked up. It's just sitting on this table, no network Ethernet cables in the back of it or anything, which is fine. And then we're going to leave the VLANs as not set as well. Right here on the IPv4 connection, I'm going to go ahead and enter. And then it's right here it says disable, and then this says dynamic, and then this says set static. We're going to click on that, and right here is the IPv4 address. So I'm just going to set this up as one of my main addresses, which is 10.0.0.24 say 24 or 23 for this one, and then this is going to be 255.255.255.0, and then we're going to come down here and do 10.0.0.1. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to enter to accept it. So now it's up there. And then right here, IPv6. Again, I'm going to disable that and hit enter. And then disable it. DNS. So right here, you can put I would advise against putting Google DNS. There's just privacy issues with that, as you may have heard from other sources. But I'm just going to leave it. Right now, I'm just going to put the DNS as basically the gateway. And so I'm just going to do 10.0.0.1. And then it's got a place for other DNSs, but I'm just going to leave it that way. Oh, and the hostname too. So the hostname is going to be CR server. And then enter. Alright, so now that's done. So you can see the top there, again, I'm sorry for the resolution on the webcam, but you can see right there where primary DNS server is 10.0.0.1, secondary or the alternate DNS server is not set, and the hostname is CR server. Alright, so from there, I'm going to leave the custom DNS stuff out of it for now. So from there, you can go ahead and hit escape, and it's going to ask you, now I'm going to turn the screen because that's a little bright for me. It says basically configure management network confirm, and then so you're going to hit Y for yes. Oop, oh, you keep hitting my elbow on the thing server. Okay, so it's going to do a restart in progress. So now, since you just set static configuration to the server, it's going to go ahead and reboot.